Hello! Today we'll be talking about Eevee, the only Pokemon that evolved into more than 4 Pokemon. Its previous PYC dates are July 8th, 1996, April 29th, 1999, February 17th, 2002, December 8th, 2004, September 29th, 2007, July 20th, 2010, May 10th, 2013, February 29th, 2016, December 20th, 2018, and October 10th, 2021. I find the design of Eevee cute. Same goes for Gigantamax Eevee. I love the concept of a Pokemon that can evolve depending on different conditions. I also find it odd that there are only 8 evolutions, or evolutions, considering there are now 18 types, well 17 not including normal. This is particularly frustrating since in Gen 9, they have an element of the past and the future. They could have added a steel for the future, and a rock or ground type for the past evolution. Especially since a major trainer in the game has only the evolutions on their team. On a lighter note, I also associate Eevee with the YouTuber Sophist, who often goes by the nickname Eevee, especially on the Party Crashers channel. Regarding its name, I think it's interesting that most people would just need their left hand to type its name. Anyway, let's get in the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Eevee, the evolution Pokemon, whose number is 0133. This is Eevee, this is what it looks like. This is partner Eevee, this is what it looks like. And this is Gigantamax Eevee, this is what it looks like. Type, normal. Abilities, run away or adaptability in Gen 4+. Anticipation is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 87.5% male and 12.5% female. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is a group field. And hatch time 35 cycles. Height as regular Eevee and as partner Eevee is 1 foot or 0.3 meters. As Gigantamax Eevee, its height is 59 feet and 1 inch. Or 18 meters. Weight as regular Eevee and partner Eevee is 14.3 pounds or 6.5 kilograms. As Gigantamax Eevee, it's unknown. Base experience yield is 92 in the first 4 gens and 65 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 in special defense. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color brown. And base friendship 70. Eevee is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves into one of 8 different Pokemon through various methods. Since Gen 1, Eevee evolves into Vaporeon when exposed to a Water Stone. Eevee evolves into Jolteon when exposed to a Thunderstone. Eevee evolves into Flareon when exposed to a Firestone. Since Gen 2, Eevee evolves into Espeon when leveled up with High Friendship during the day or with a Sun Shard in the player's bag. Eevee evolves into Umbreon when leveled up with High Friendship during the night or with a Moon Shard in the player's bag. Since Gen 4, Eevee evolves into Leafeon when leveled up near a Moss Rock or when exposed to a Leaf Stone. Eevee evolves into Glaceon when leveled up near an Ice Rock or when exposed to an Ice Stone. Since Gen 6, Eevee evolves into Sylveon when leveled up while knowing a Fairy-type move and having High Friendship. Additionally, Eevee has 2 forms, the partner Eevee and Gigantamax Eevee. It can Gigantamax into Gigantamax Eevee if it has the Gigantamax factor. The partner Eevee and Eevee with the Gigantamax factor cannot evolve. Eevee is the game mascot of and the player's first Pokemon in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. It also serves as the player's first Pokemon in Pokemon XD, Gales of Darkness, and Pokemon Conquest. It is also the first Pokemon employee in Pokemon Cafe Mix. In Pokemon Yellow, Professor Oak had originally intended to give Eevee to the player as their first Pokemon, but is taken by Blue instead. It's also kind of the unofficial mascot, I would say, of the franchise. They probably bring that up later, but yeah, it's Pikachu's the big one, but I think Eevee's kind of the secondary one, which is probably why it got its own game. Biology, Eevee is a small mammalian quadrupedal Pokemon with primarily brown fur. The tip of its bushy tail and its large, fluffy collar are cream-colored. It has short, slender legs with 3 small toes and a pink paw pad on each foot. Eevee has brown eyes, long, pointed ears with dark brown interiors, and a small black nose. Eevee is rarely found in the wild and is mostly only found in cities and towns. It is said to have an irregular-shaped genetic structure that is easily influenced by its environment. This allows it to adapt to a variety of habitats by evolving. Eevee can potentially evolve into 8 different evolutions. Eevee can also start to adopt the face of the trainer that owns it. Eevee's genes are believed to have the key to solving the mysteries of Pokemon evolution. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Eevee is believed to dream about which form it will evolve into. Aww! Eevee is the only known Pokemon capable of using the Z-move, Extreme Evo Boost. Forms, Eevee has 2 forms, the partner Eevee and Gigantamax Eevee. Partner Eevee, the partner Eevee has purple eyes and a lighter shade of fur. These design elements are likely taken from Pokemon the series, which implemented similar traits starting in Pokemon the series Ruby and Sapphire. The partner Eevee has higher base stats and access to moves that normal Eevee do not. The white tip on a female partner Eevee's tail has larger, rounder scallops than other Eevee. Before Pokemon Sword and Shield, this trait was unique and wasn't found on other female Eevee. Since Sword and Shield, however, the unique tail pattern is present in all female Eevee as a true gender difference. As a result, Pokemon Go was updated to apply this change to all female Eevee as well. The partner Eevee is the only known Pokemon capable of using the moves Bouncy Bubble, Buzzy Buzz, Sizzly Slide, Glitzy Glow, Batty Bad, Sappy Seed, Freezy Frost, and Sparkly Swirl, as well as the partner power VV Volley. Gigantamax Eevee. As Gigantamax Eevee, it has become larger and more fluffy. The fur collar becomes longer with several triangular furs pointing straight up. The right ear has 3 red clouds circling it. Due to the fur becoming fluffier and more luxurious, any enemies caught in it will become enamored and lose the will to fight. Eevee becomes even more playful and rambunctious after Gigantamaxing, desiring to play with its opponent and often unintentionally crushing them with its size. Aww. Gigantamax Eevee is the only Pokemon capable of using the G-Max move, G-Max Cuddle. Aww. You can see partner Eevee here and Gigantamax Eevee. Evolution, Eevee can evolve into 8 different Pokemon, collectively called Eeveelutions. So we got Eevee here in the center, then we got Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Umbreon, Sylveon, Glaceon, Leafeon, and Espeon. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Stadium 2, Eevee Stars in the minigame Eager Eevee. Pokedex entries, Gen 1, in red and blue. Its genetic code is irregular. It may mutate if it is exposed to radiation from element stones. Yellow. Its genetic code is unstable, so it could evolve in a variety of ways. There are only a few alive. Aww. Stadium. Its genetic code is irregular. It evolves into 3 kinds of Pokemon when exposed to the radiation of elemental stones. In Gen 2 in gold, it has the ability to alter the composition of its body to suit its surrounding environment. Silver. Its irregularly configured DNA is affected by its surroundings. It evolves if its environment changes. Crystal. Its ability to evolve into many forms allows it to adapt smoothly and perfectly to any environment. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the silver entry. In Gen 3 in Ruby and Sapphire, Eevee has an unstable genetic makeup that suddenly mutates due to the environment in which it lives. Radiation from various stones causes this Pokemon to evolve. Emerald and Eevee has an unstable genetic makeup that suddenly mutates due to its environment. Radiation from various stones cause this Pokemon to evolve. Fire Red, an extremely rare Pokemon that may evolve in a number of different ways, depending on stimuli. Leaf Green is red and blues again. In Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, a rare Pokemon that adapts to harsh environments by taking on different evolutionary forms. Platinum, because its genetic makeup is irregular, it quickly changes its form due to a variety of causes. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry, Black 2 and White 2. Thanks to its unstable genetic makeup, the special Pokemon conceals many different possible evolutions. In Gen 6, X is Diamond and Pearl's entry. Y is Black 2 and White 2's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are very similar to Ruby and Sapphire, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Eevee has an unstable genetic makeup that suddenly mutates due to the environment in which it lives. Radiation from various stones causes this Pokemon to evolve. In Gen 7 in Sun, possessing an unbalanced and unstable genetic makeup, it conceals many possible evolutions. Moon, current studies show it can evolve into an incredible 8 different species of Pokemon. Ultra Sun, the question of why only Eevee has such unstable genes has still not been solved. Ultra Moon, its genes are easily influenced by its surroundings, even its face starts to look like that of its trainer. In the Let's Go games, it can evolve into a variety of forms. Eevee's genes are the key to solving the mysteries of Pokemon evolution. In Gen 8 for regular Eevee, Sword was the gold entries. Shield is Black 2, White 2, and Y's entry. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. It is a rare Pokemon that adapts to harsh environments by changing its appearance and capabilities when it evolves. Legends Arceus harbors the potential to evolve into manifold forms. Within Eevee lies the key to the mysteries of Pokemon evolution. I'm certain of it. For Gigantamax Eevee and Sword, Gigantamax energy upped the fluffiness of the fur around Eevee's neck. The fur will envelop a foe, capturing its body and captivating its mind. Shield, having gotten even friendlier and more innocent, Eevee tries to play with anyone around, only to end up crushing them with its immense body. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Crystal's entry. Violet is basically Red, blue, and leaf greens, but stones is all lowercase. We got Eevee in the Alola Pokedex and Sun and Moon, Eevee in the Alola Pokedex and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Got Eevee in the Paldea Pokedex. You can see the pink dots there. Yeah, very cute image here. Yeah. Game locations. Side game locations. Events. And in-game events, I guess. Somehow it's different. Maybe it's the same. Maybe I don't normally read that. I don't know. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In red, blue, and yellow, you get a bitter berry 100% of the time. In Stadium, you get a normal box from round 1 100% of the time, and a gorgeous box from round 2 100% of the time. In Ranch, you get a Haben berry 100% of the time. In X and Y, you get a rare candy and is an in-game trade 100% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for normal, you get a raspberry 35% of the time. Vivichoke 15% of the time. Great items by level. Alpha, you get an EXP candy S 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 10% of the time. And great items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats. For base stats, we'll compare regular Eevee. I don't know why it doesn't have a heading. And partner Eevee. So regular Eevee is 55, but partner Eevee is 65. Attack 55, this one has 75. Defense 50, that one has 70. Special attack 45, this one has 65. Special defense 65, this one has 85. Speed 55, this one has 75. This one has a total of 325. This one has a total of 435. In what is supposed to be the Eevee box here, we've got this Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 65. Pokeathon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to fighting for double, immune to ghost, resistant to nothing. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost-type moves is 1, so we go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1, you get Covet, Helping Hand, Tackle, Growl, and Tail Whip. 5, Sand Attack, 10 Quick Attack, 15 Baby Doll Eyes, 20 Swift, 25 Bite, 30 Copycat, 35 Baton Pass, 40 Takedown, 45 Charm, 50 Double Edge, and 55 Last Resort. By TM, 1 Takedown, 2 Charm, 3 Fake Tears, 5 Mud Slap, 7 Protect, 20 Trailblaze, 25 Facade, 32 Swift, 41 Stored Power, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 55 Dig, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 85 Rest, 103 Substitute, 114 Shadow Ball, 117 Hyper Voice, 129 Calm Mind, 130 Helping Hand, 132 Baton Pass, 171 Terra Blast, 172 Roar, 193 Weather Ball, 204 Double Edge, 224 Curse, and 227 Alluring Voice. By breeding, this group gives you Curse, this group gives you Detect, this group gives you Double Kick, this group gives you Flail, this group gives you Mud Slap, this group gives you Tickle, this group gives you Wish, a wild terrestrialized Vaporeon in Casseroya Lake, and a wild terrestrialized Leafeon in South Providence, Area 4, know this move. Okay, so that it was for both of them. Yawn from this group, and for Skeledirge, learns Yawn on its own only, version 2.0.1 onwards, so it's referring to this one. TCG only moves, you get Astonish from this card, Bounce from this card, Scratch from this card, and Lunge from these cards. Side game data here, you got all this, yep. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Almia, and the browser entry. It quickly dashes about and charges to attack. In Guardian Signs, it shoots a series of hearts. You got all this, yep. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure. In the Pokepark pad entry, Eevee often plays in the Granite Zone. He enjoys the attractions Bulbasaur's Daring Dash and Absol's Hurdle Bounce. In Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond, he is clumsy but very diligent. He is creating a race course following Flareon and others. Aww. He got this, yep. Got this, shuffle, yeah. Pokemon Go. Oh, you can see all the requirements for evolving them in that game. Yep. Got all this. Yeah. Magikarp junk, I guess it's in that one. New Pokemon Snap in the Photo Dex. It's said that Eevee have unique genes that harbor a wide range of evolutionary potential. Perhaps the Eevee native to the Lentil region have also been influenced by the different environments on each island. Pokemon Sleeve here, so you got all this for evolution. Thanks to its unstable genetic makeup, Eevee can evolve into a variety of forms. Perhaps in its sleep, it dreams about which form it will evolve into. Yep, you get to see all the different sleep. curled up sleep, droopy eared sleep, energetic sleep, and a top belly sleep. These are cute costumes in Pokemon Go. Flower crown, party hat, holiday hat, cherry blossoms, explorer hat, okay. Sun crown, and moon crown. Aww. Form data, Eevee has 2 forms, the partner Eevee and Gigantamax Eevee. Only Gigantamax Eevee is recognized by an in-game Pokedex in Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Home. Partner Eevee has only been named in promotional materials. Partner Eevee, the partner Eevee is the Pokemon the player starts with in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Female partner Eevee also have a distinct pattern on their tail, although this was applied to all female Eevee in subsequent generations. Male partner Eevee and standard Eevee of either gender have the same pattern. It has higher base stats than normal Eevee. Unlike other Eevee, the partner Eevee can learn the exclusive moves Bouncy Bubble, Buzzy Buzz, Sizzly Slide, Glitzy Glow, Batty Bad, Sappy Seed, Freezy Frost, and Sparkly Swirl, as well as having access to the partner power VV Volley. The partner Eevee is not differentiated from standard Eevee in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee's Pokedex, and it cannot be transferred out of the games. So you've got partner Eevee here. Yeah. Gigantamax. Gigantamax Eevee can only be obtained through special methods, and the Gigantamax factor cannot be bred. Eevee with the Gigantamax factor, the Dynamax band, Gigantamax Eevee. Evolution data, Eevee can evolve into 8 different Pokemon collectively called Eeveelutions. Eevee can always evolve into Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon when exposed to a Water Stone, Thunderstone, or Firestone respectively. Since Gen 2, Eevee can evolve into Espeon or Umbreon when leveled up with High Friendship, 220 before Gen 8, or 160 cents, during the day/night respectively. In a few games without a clock, it cannot evolve into Espeon or Umbreon. In Pokemon XD only, Eevee will evolve if the player has the Sun Shard/Moon Shard in their bag. Since Gen 4, Eevee can evolve into Leafeon or Glaceon when it levels up near a Moss Rock or Ice Rock respectively. Not all games have Moss and Ice Rocks, so since Gen 8, Eevee can also evolve into Leafeon and Glaceon when exposed to a Leaf Stone or Ice Stone. Since Gen 6, Eevee can evolve into Sylveon if it knows a Fairy-type move and has high Affection, at least 2 levels, when it levels up. Since Affection was folded into Friendship in Gen 8, it can evolve if its Friendship is at least 160 instead. If multiple evolutionary conditions are met simultaneously, Leafeon and Glaceon are prioritized over Sylveon, and Sylveon is prioritized over Espeon and Umbreon. The partner Eevee and Eevee with the Gigantamax factor cannot evolve, since Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee only include the first 151 Pokemon. Wild Eevee can only evolve into Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon in those games. Similarly, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl does not contain Sylveon. This table primarily describes the latest games. For earlier games, check eligibility below. So, we got Water Stone for Vaporeon, Thunderstone for Jolteon, Firestone for Flareon, Friendship Day for Espeon, Friendship Night for Umbreon, Level Up near Moss Rock or a Leaf Stone, Leafeon, Level Up near Ice Rock or an Ice Stone for Glaceon, Level Up Friendship and a Fairy-type move, Sylveon. This table describes the changes in evolution eligibility in different games. Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get just the first 3. Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you get the first 5. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, you still get the first 5. Red, Leaf Green, and Colosseum, you get the first 3. Pokemon XD, you get the first 3, but you can also get the next 2 with the Sun Shard and a Moon Shard. For Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you get the first 7 of them, with the Moss Rock and the Ice Rock being for Leafeon and Glaceon. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you get the first 5. For Black, White, Black 2, and White 2, you get the same stuff as Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. For XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, you get all 8 now, with Affection being for Sylveon. In the Let's Go games, you get the first 3. In Sword and Shield, you get all but Leafeon needs the Leaf Stone, Glaceon needs the Ice Stone, and Sylveon needs Friendship. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you get the first 7, but now you can get it with a Moss Rock or a Leaf Stone for Leafeon, and it's just an Ice Rock for Glaceon. Legends Arceus, you can get all of them. Same now conditions, but now Glaceon has both the Ice Rock and the Ice Stone. And Scarlet and Violet, you got all of them, but now it's just the Leaf Stone and the Ice Stone again for Leafeon and Glaceon sprites. So this little template here is explaining that it's missing the female form of partner Eevee, so that's unfortunate. But we'll move on. So yeah, these first few sprites, a lot different than the one we get later. The yellows is much more like the one we get later, but of course the wrong colors. It looks very, I don't know, cat-like. It's much more fox-like, I'd say, going later, so it's very interesting. Kind of mix between a cat and a fox. Yeah. Very interesting, though. So we get the brown in Gen 2. I guess the shiny is gray. That's fun. There's much more of a gradient on the tail there. I guess kind of like there was in red and blues. Well, the front sprite anyway. Back sprite. Yeah, it doesn't really work for these. Because this one, because it loses the white tip. That's right, it has a white tip at the front, and then it loses it. The ruffle, I'm sure, changes. Yeah, it seems to change shape a little bit, yeah. Then we've got the Gen 3 sprites, so a little bit more of the lighter brown and tan. We get more now. This is now sort of a, I don't know how to describe this kind of off-white color. Not quite a cream color, but I don't know, like a gray-white, I don't know. Yeah, that's not quite right though either. I don't really know what that is. But yeah, it's much different. It's got a white tuft instead of, now yeah, because it introduces the tan tuft there, and the white is now got tan as well. This is a slightly different brown, I think. Mouth is red. You can see here that it starts off as black. That's interesting. This is actually a pink mouth inside. That's interesting. Oh, and you can see here that, you can kind of see it if I can. Yeah, it's, what is this? Is this a more natural? Like, it's brown tongue, I guess, and probably, yeah, so this color tongue, I guess. Then in Diamond Pearl, now it's kind of add a little brown to whatever that color is, and kind of get the new shiny, I guess. Yep. And yeah, the tuft and, yeah, we still get the red mouth, but are they now the same red, though? No, I think it's still slightly a different color, like an orange. Interesting. And then we got black and white, so you got these, the full back sprites now, that's cool. Then the models here, pretty good. Yeah, pretty faithful. Very much, I mean, I'm sure this wasn't the easiest one to translate. They very much had to make the head a little bit, yeah, the ears are more off to the side rather than on the top of the head like it is up here, so, yeah, it's a little interesting. But, yeah, you got all this, and the better models here, you know. Okay, that's Sword and Shield. Then, we're missing the female image. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But would have been really cool to see the difference, but oh well. But yeah, better models though, and we get Gigantamax, of course, having that sort of grayish color. Yep. Oh, the ear insides. I never even noticed that. Oh yeah, weird. Okay, yeah, because originally they were black. They were both black, but in Diamond or the Gen 4 games, it turns into a brown on the inside and sort of a gray on the inside. That's cool. That's a different kind of brown, I think. But yeah. But it's all fully modeled now. That's pretty, I mean, I don't know how much of it's actually modeled, but it looks to be more of a texture. This is fully modeled now, yeah, for this game. So it's kind of more of a, that's more of a cream color, I'd say. Probably a different brown as well. Home. So it's kind of back to those lighter colors. This one's a little bit, you know, different brown, I'd say. Yeah, maybe it is more cream colored now. And this is a pink for some reason. It wasn't originally. No, it wasn't pink. It's got maybe a bit of pink, but it's definitely not pink. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But the bottom half isn't. That's, yeah, I don't know why only the head is pink. Okay, in the anime, we got a male and female Eevee in Pokemon the series. Oh, tail! It's in the tail, right. Then we got Terra Eevee in the anime. Yep. We got an Eevee egg in Pokemon the series. Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of Eevees. Yeah, May's Eevee. I'm sure most of these are. Yeah, Gary's Eevee's another big one. I'm sure a lot of these are probably very big in throughout the anime. Yeah. All these. Yep. Yep. Pokedex entries for this first one. I've already recorded it for the anime section, so we'll let Dexter read it.
Eevee, the evolution Pokemon. It has the potential to evolve into any one of 3 different Pokemon.
For the second entry, because I've already recorded the anime section for Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon here, I have these 3 sentences, for the most part, complete for the for the section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first part and then cut to Dexter. In episode 40, about Eevee's evolution in Ash's Pokedex. Eevee evolves into one of 3 Pokemon, depending on what stone is used on it, using
A Fire Stone will yield Flareon, the Flame Pokemon. A Water Stone yields Vaporeon, the Bubble Jet Pokemon. A Thunderstone yields Jolteon, the Lightning Pokemon.
In Diamond and Pearl, episode 174, in Dawn's Pokedex. Eevee, the Evolution Pokemon. Eevee is a unique Pokemon that can adapt to its environment by changing its form and abilities when evolving. In Black and White, episode 102, in Ash's Pokedex. Eevee, the Evolution Pokemon. Depending on circumstances, Eevee can evolve into many forms. In X and Y, episode 89, in Serena's Pokedex. Eevee, the Evolution Pokemon. Eevee is rarely seen and can adapt to severe habitats by evolving, changing its capabilities and form. In Sun and Moon, episode 65. In the Rotom Pokedex, Eevee, the Evolution Pokemon, a normal type. Eevee can evolve into many different Pokemon. In What I Assume Is Journeys, episode 49. In Chloe's Rotom Phone, Eevee, the Evolution Pokemon, a normal type. Because of its unstable DNA, Eevee possesses a wide variety of evolutionary possibilities hidden inside. Pokemon Origins, Eevee and Pokemon Origins, with their version of Professor Oak, which looks wildly different than the main anime's version of Professor Oak. Pokemon Twilight Wings, Eevee and Pokemon Twilight Wings, with I think a female Wobbuffet there. So in the background, yeah. So yeah, it's fun. I got all that. In the manga, Eevee and Pokemon Adventures, and Gigantamax Eevee and Pokemon Adventures. Got all this, yep. Pokedex entries, Pokemon Adventures in Chapters 28, 55, and 59. A rare Pokemon with an irregular genetic code, able to evolve into any of 3 highly distinct advanced forms. Pokemon plus Nobunaga's Ambition, Francie's color picture scroll. There is that and that. I'm not going to read that again. This looks like a Bidoof. A few other Pokemon. I don't know what they are, though. That's interesting. Got all these in the TCG. As in the games and anime, Eevee is notable in the TCG for being able to evolve into the most differently named Pokemon cards, with its 8 normal evolutions, as well as dark forms of the Gen 1 evolutions and Espeon, and light forms of the Gen 1 evolutions. In the TFG, other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Eevee only appears as a random trophy. Trophy information. As adaptable a Pokemon as any yet discovered, Eevee's evolutionary progress changes to meet the conditions of its environment. So far, 5 evolutionary forms have been discovered, and then cataloged for this unique Pokemon. Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, and Umbreon. All evolutions have special benefits. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS/Wii U. Eevee appears as a Pokeball Pokemon. It uses Takedown to hit opponents. It also appears as a trophy in both versions of the game. So you got Eevee and Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS/Wii U. Trophy information in North America. This normal-type Pokemon is as adaptable to evolution as they come, with 8 evolutions discovered thus far. If you pair that potential with its adorable features, it's no wonder Eevee is so popular. In Smash Bros., Eevee will attack a nearby opponent with Takedown. Sadly, this attack isn't incredibly powerful. In the PAL region, this adorable normal-type Pokemon's ability to evolve in so many different ways makes it a popular choice with trainers. When brought out in battle, Eevee uses Takedown on the first opponent it sees, but it's not very effective. Never mind, Eevee may not be the toughest Pokemon, but it'll always be one of the cutest. So we've got Eevee Trophy in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Eevee returns as a Pokeball Pokemon, retaining the same behavior from the previous game. It also appears as 2 spirits, Eevee and Partner Eevee. Aww. The Pokemon Detective Pikachu one we'll see later. Celestial, Eevee appeared in the music video for Celestial. So you can see that, Eevee in the music video for Celestial here, for the Pikachu, I guess. Don't know why this image isn't down with the section. Trivia, Eevee's English name is a palindrome. Eevee's English name also contains only 2 unique characters, less than any other Pokemon's English name. Eevee was designed by Motofumi Fujiwara. Eevee has the most branched evolutions with a total of 8. Eevee has the most evolved forms of any Pokemon, and is the only Pokemon that has more than 4 evolved forms. Eevee is the only Pokemon that evolves with a Leaf Stone that is not a Grass type, as well as the only one to evolve by Water Stone that is not a Water type. The fan-made term described the evolutions of Eevee, Eeveelutions, was made official after its use in the strategy guide for Pokemon Stadium 2, followed by a TCG theme deck. In early English promotional material for Pokemon Red and Blue, Eevee was called Eon, the suffix of all of the evolved forms of Eevee. Aww. In Gen 1, Eevee was the only Pokemon to have a branched evolution. Eevee is the only Pokemon capable of evolving further that cannot evolve into a Pokemon that it shares at least one type with, though Azurill shared this trait prior to it and Marill gaining the Fairy type in Gen 6. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the only core series titles to have the methods of evolution required for some included Pokemon be completely unavailable, and Eevee is the only Pokemon impacted in both cases. Despite Eevee being obtainable before the Pokemon League, and Leafeon and Glaceon being included in the Unova Regional Pokedex in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, it cannot evolve into them until after entering the Hall of Fame. This is because Twist Mountain and Pinwheel Forest are inaccessible before then. Eevee is the only pre-existing Pokemon to receive an evolution in Gen 6, though many received Mega Evolutions. 4 of Eevee's evolved forms evolve through abnormal means in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series: Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, and Glaceon. In the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, Eevee evolves using the Sun Ribbon or Lunar Ribbon with at least 1 star of IQ, a mossy rock, or a frozen rock into its respective evolved forms. In Pokemon Ranger, all of Eevee's evolved forms up to the 3rd generation can be captured. However, Eevee is completely unobtainable. This was changed in Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. Despite the fact that May, Gary, and Sakura each owned an Eevee that went on to evolve, Eevee was never seen evolving on screen in Pokemon the series until Last Call First Round, when Ursula evolved her 2 Eevee into Flareon and Vaporeon during a contest appeal over 13 years into the anime. As a species, Eevee has appeared in the teams of the most main characters in Pokemon the series, with May, Serena, and Lana each owning one. This also makes Eevee the only Pokemon species in the series to have been owned by more than 2 different main characters. Eevee has more signature moves than any other Pokemon, with a total of 11. Eevee is the only pre-existing Pokemon to receive a gender difference after Gen 4. All of Eevee's evolutions up to Sylveon were types that had been considered special before Gen 4. The only special move type not included is the Dragon type. Eevee Day is celebrated since 2018 on November 21st, 1121, which is Gorowasi for Buai, Eevee's Japanese name. It is certified by the Japan Anniversary Association. Origin: in the 2018 art book Eevee's, Motofumi Fujiwara revealed that the idea for Eevee came from Satoshi Tajiri's request to have a Pokemon that evolves into multiple types. Fujiwara himself designed Eevee as a blank slate for its varied evolutions. As such, while Eevee has traits of foxes, dogs, and cats, it is not based on any specific animal. Fujiwara also envisioned Eevee as a creature that could exist in people's memories, namely vague memories of seeing a cat or dog-like creature that players might have experienced in their childhood. Name origin: Eevee and Eevee are pronunciations of Eevee, the first 2 letters in the word evolution. In other languages, see also references, external links to the Eeveelutions and the Gigantamax forms and the Super Smash Bros. Series. Yeah, let's move on. Now let's watch Eevee's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 40, The Battling Eevee Brothers. Of course, quite fitting. In this episode, Ash, Ketchum, the main characters, traveling companions, Brock, and Misty, as well as Pikachu here, have, well, that's it. Well, it's at the beginning of the episode. So they're javeling, and Pikachu has heard something.
Huh? What's the matter, Pikachu?
Pika-pee!
Hey, Pikachu!
Pikachu!
Huh?
There's the Eevee. Aww. Seemingly abandoned. Aww.
Why is it tied up like that?
It's been abandoned.
What?
No way!
And that's Eevee's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's watch Eevee's scenes in Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, as I like to call it Detective Eevee. It's only the frames with Eevee. In this film, Tim Goodman, the main character, has come to Rhyme City, a city where humans and Pokemon coexist, because he found out his father died in a car crash. He has met Detective Pikachu, a talking Pikachu, and he is being summoned by Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City. He's with Howard's assistant, Miss Norman. So that's Howard and an Eevee. Yep. That's Detective Pikachu.
Thank you, Miss Norman.
Yes, thank you, Miss Norman. That'll be all. What a blabbermouth.
Magnificent creatures.
Yeah, so he's gonna evolve it into a Flareon, so we'll see a bit of it. It's a little bit complicated because of the whole evolution thing, but yeah, there, okay. So now we've cut to much later in the film. So Howard has told Tim and Detective Pikachu that Tim's father, Harry Goodman, isn't actually dead, but that a Pokemon, Mewtwo, taken his soul somewhere, and so they found Mewtwo, but Mewtwo was captured by who they believe to be Roger Clifford, Howard's son, and the owner of the news. Right now is the 10th anniversary parade. It's starting up, and we'll hear the voice of the mayor talking here.
So as you can see, we are more...
Yeah, and so Eevee appears as a blimp here, and possibly as Pokemon down here. I don't really see it, but, you know, there's so many Pokemon here that it probably is one of them, right?
Been happy with the turnout today.
Yeah.
So many
That's the mayor.
fans. Thank you so...
Mr. I need
There's
to speak
also,
with you.
yeah, there's also a blimp back there. So this is Lucy Stevens, a journalist that Tim has allied with. So she knows about the capture, and she's trying to get the mayor's help to tell the story, or to, like, get this resolved, and so...
Please, it's urgent.
He's gonna dismiss her. Yep. And so that's who they believe to be Roger Clifford. And since she knows that he captured Mewtwo, she doesn't want him to know that she knows, and so she's walking away.
Clifford.
So what this is Howard has revealed that he was the one that actually captured Mewtwo, and that he has used a device called the Neuralink to put his mind inside of Mewtwo, and he's revealing his plan to Tim that where he wants the ultimate partnership between humans and Pokemon, and for that he's going to merge humans with their Pokemon, putting their sort of souls, I guess, into the Pokemon. And to do this, he's going to use something called the R gas, which is in the floats here. He'll release it onto the public, and we'll see that a little bit here. But that'll make the Pokemon go crazy, and then Mewtwo's powers can merge humans and Pokemon. So there it is, being released. See the float there being released. You know, all the Pokemon are going crazy, and so... Yep, so that's him flying up, I guess, to see his progress. I don't know. So that's Detective Pikachu. He's gonna go fight Mewtwo here. Yeah, so there's the float there. There's the float over there.
Okay, Pikachu.
So he has just blown up that Gengar float he was on, and is flying over to this Eevee float, and I think maybe just to get closer to him, but he's now noticed, and he's gonna fly after him.
Pikachu.
Can stay away of the future! I am the future!
Yeah. Attack each other, and he goes flying onto Okay, so he went to a Pikachu float that got broken by Mewtwo. He jumped out of the way, hopped onto a Pidgeot here, and is flying around.
The ground? Gas.
So he's told him not to breathe the grass, you know, and he breathed grass, yeah. And so now we've cut to towards the end of the film here. Tim has undone the Neuralink from Howard, so Mewtwo proper is now bursting all of the floats here, you know. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Eevee cards, but they're the same card design, so I'll treat it like it's only one card. It's the second Eevee card design. It was illustrated by Atsuko Nishida. It's a cute image of Eevee, however, its tail is just wrong. As far as I'm aware, there is no lore explanation or anything. It even has the 2 different colors. Also, the eyes are different than modern day. Originally, the eyes were pure black, but the anime gave Eevee brown irises. This was made official in the Gen 3 games. Although, in Pokemon Stadium, Eevee also has brown eyes. It has 40 HP. It's 1 foot and 14 pounds, which is 0.3 pounds lighter than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to the weight, there is the Team Rocket expansion symbol. It has 2 moves, Tackle and Sand Attack. Since I've already talked about Tackle in the video games, I'll just explain how it works on this card. Tackle costs 1 of any energy. It hits for 10 damage. Sand Attack is a move that was introduced in Gen 1 as a normal type move. However, in Gen 2, it was reclassified as a ground-type move. It reduces the opponent's accuracy. On this card, it costs 2 of any energy. It hits for 10 damage. On the opponent Pokemon's next turn, the opponent flips a coin. If it's tails, the attack misses. Eevee is weak to fighting for double damage. It's weak to Psychic for minus 30 damage. This seems to be referencing how Eevee is resistant to Ghost in the video games. Ghost is often represented as Psychic in the TCG. It costs 1 of any energy for Eevee to retreat. Its description reads, a rare and unique Pokemon, about which little is known, as few have been captured. This is an original description. This seems to reference how in the first few generations you didn't really get many Eevee, with really only 1 or 2 opportunities. However, now they are quite abundant. Pokemon experts have also learned quite a bit about them. Anyway, this Eevee is level 9. I don't have a card for any of the Eeveelutions, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Porygon. Now let's see why people love Eevee. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who don't know how this works, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain an Eevee. First we've got Eevee's Rainbow by Tamburella. So these sort of more realistic Eevee and Eeveelutions here. You got Eevee, of course, and followed by Flareon, Leafeon, Umbreon, Espeon, Vaporeon, Sylveon, Glaceon, and Jolteon here. So it's fun. Bunch of colors and very nice. I like the fur textures and stuff. Yep, very well done. I guess they're running on water or above it. Eevee and Friends by MCG Mark. So this Eevee with this nice flower crown with the Eeveelutions. You know, you got Flareon, Jolteon, Sylveon, Espeon, Glaceon, Leafeon, Vaporeon, and Umbreon, as well as a Pelipper and some Wingull in the background. That's fun. It's a very nice, simple image, you know, very colorful. I like it. And we got Eeveelutions by Toaster Kiwi. So we've got Eevee in the center here, followed by its Eeveelutions, Sylveon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon, Umbreon, and Espeon. It's a very cute, very chibi, you know. Yeah, very well done. And we got Eevee by Orca Owl. I guess it's from 2017. Very nice image here, very well done. It's painting, and that's very nice. And we've got Eeveelutions by Piku. So we've got Eevee over here. Of course, the Eeveelutions, Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. I think more or less in the order of when they were introduced, so that's fun. Yep, very nice image. Like the sort of color spectrum in the background, that's fun. And we got Eevee Mimikyu by Say Dewey. So we got an Eevee with a Mimikyu here. That's fun. Very kind of somewhat cute, but also kind of, you know, very action posed, you know. It's, I like the stars and stuff. That's fun. We got Eevee by Nevadoodle. This cute Eevee image here. Very nice, very simple. And we got Eevee by Purple Ninefee. We got 4 Eevee here, I guess. I don't know if it's supposed to be the same Eevee or different ones, I don't know, but got a bunch of different emotions, happy, winking, scared, I guess, and maybe surprised. Yep, very fun. Says Eevee up there. Then we've got Eevee by Jellytix. So we've got an Eevee here. Looks like it could be like a playing card or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things, I guess. That's fun. We got Eevee Loaf by Otaku app, so it's doing the thing that cats do where they put all their limbs below their body. It's called loafing. It's fun. It's on this couch, this nice couch. It's very all done with the lighting and stuff. And we got Eeveelution by Eevee0. So, Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. So very simple, very cute. Then we got Dreaming Together by Cory Orodondo. So you got Eevee in the center there with all its evolutions and their fun blankets. So Vaporeon, of course, has a sea blanket. Then we got Jolteon with, of course, a lightning storm blanket. Flareon, who seems to still be a little bit awake here with the flame blanket. Then we got Umbreon here with the night blanket, of course. Then, yeah, Eevee has just the stripes. I guess it's just, maybe it's all its colors, probably. Then we've got Espeon here with the fun shapes. I presume that has to do with its psychic type. Then we've got Glaceon with the snowflake and ice crystal blanket. Then we've got Leafeon with the leaf and plant flower one. Then we got Sylveon with like the butterflies and stuff, and it's wrapping its ribbons around everyone. You get to see the tail of Vaporeon. So yeah, very fun image. Then we got Eevee by Kitsuki. So the stylized Eevee here, with a bunch of probably all of the different ways you can evolve them. Yeah, the Moss Rock, the Ice Rock, the 3 basic stones, the darkness, probably the day is represented here, like the sun, and high friendship. And we've got Nibbles by Mewitty. So that's very stylized Eevee here. This is not an Eevee image, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 6 p.m. COT, Central Mountain Time, where I won't be getting an Eevee, as I need to wait until I talk about Snorlax to get an Eevee, but I will be getting the Pokemon between Pikachu and Parasect, or at least I'll try to. I'll probably have to stream over multiple days. Also, there might be a storm tonight, so if I can't do the stream, I'll let you guys know in a community post. As for Gigantamax Eevee, I'll have to wait until I talked about the Gen 8 Pokemon to get back to that one. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Vaporeon. As always, this isn't my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.